know it's been a while since I've done one of these product videos from the shed. I just want to go through a couple of the new ones we got in the range, and what I've used them for, and some other bits and pieces. First of all, we've got the Elite 8mm pellet, popular addition to the already 3, 4.5 and 6mm. You can use them, as all the other ones, as expanders or hard pellet. It's totally up to you. Use them for on the pellet waggler, on method feeder and on the bomb, no problem. Also in the margins for big fish, just like the other one, the other pellets in the range. Excellent stuff. Right, moving on to the next one, Feeder Gold. Recently used that at a lake. Well, say I used it. I took someone fishing who's never been feeder fishing before. Just mixed up a bag of this, and he caught bream pretty much all day on the feeder, even though he had no clue what he was doing. So good stuff. It does, as the name suggests, it does kind of turn it into like a gold colour type mix. Pretty good. I mean, I wouldn't use it in the winter unless you want to take out all the big particles, then you can. Excuse me, because some of the particles are quite coarse. But for somewhere like rivers, or if you know you're going to catch a lot of fish like in the summer or whatever, or in the autumn, I'll still use it, then no problem at all. I'll go for that straight away. The other one is the sample of the Pro Pellet Feed. Yeah, I used it when I was doing a margin pole article review, even the other day. It does mix up quite heavy, so I would suggest you could use that obviously in the margins where you need it really heavy to get to the bottom and stay there, so it doesn't get wafted around by the fish all day. But also I'd use it on method feeder if you're fishing in deep water, because it is quite sticky. It will stay on your feeder a lot longer, I think. Brilliant mix. It's quite a fine mix too. It's not really coarse. You can't see it through the bag, but I'll try. It's quite a fine mix, but it does mix up quite sticky, so you can use like, loads of particles in there, like chopworm, sweet corn, obviously pellets, that kind of thing. No problem at all. But the size of the fish I caught using that, they were just huge. I don't think I had any fish that were under 8 pound or 4 kilo, whichever way you want to work it out. Yeah, brilliant. Looking forward to using that one again. Might even use that in the winter as well, because it is quite dark. So yeah, there's one for the winter as well. Oh, before I forget, just to say hi to the guys from Robinson's feeder team. How's it going, guys? Alright, another question I keep getting asked is the difference between the two records. In other words, you've got the record gold and you've got the silver. Obviously, as it says on the front, bream, and the gold one is Gardons. Obviously you can get it in black, but I just prefer using the brown one. Probably one of the stickiest, heaviest mixes that we do, actually. I think it's a little bit heavier than turbo. Depends on how you mix it, but these two, if you're fishing like really deep rivers or fast flowing rivers, deep canals, that kind of thing, you can also use it in feeders if you like, because it is quite sticky and it will stay in the feeder a bit longer. These two, always good. I've used them countless times when I used to fish in Germany and Holland and places like that. Always good. You can also mix the two together if you want to. If you're not sure what you're going to catch, just mix like half a bag of Gardons with half a bag of bream, or gold and silver, whichever we want to call it. And obviously it will make a really heavy mix, especially if you're pole fishing and you need to ball it in. Just mix them two together and then just add some soil to it or lean. Brilliant. I mean, the particles ain't that big either. It's quite a fine mix. Well, not really fine, but quite fine. Brilliant mix. Another little product I completely forgot to mention was the we have the measurement boxes. As per FIPS regulations, you get the which one's that? That's the litre. You got the 1 litre. And you get the 3/4 litre tub. And then the half litre. Oh, can't get the lid off that one. And then 1/4 litre and little tiny 1/8 of a litre. So if you do some fishing to international rules, they've got them as well in the range now. Just go onto the website. I'll put a link below where you can order them from. Nice and easy. I haven't got around to using mine yet. I'm saving them up for the winter league, and I know exactly how much bait I'm taking with me. There isn't a limit, but I like to know what I'm using in the winter months. Make sure I don't overfeed too much. Another little question I got was reference natural water feeder fishing. Obviously, for bream, it sounds a bit weird, especially in the winter. But using the bream, obviously, it is quite a light coloured mix. But I just mix that with feeder turbo black. Simple as that. That's all I do. Because both of them are not very. They're not quite coarse. They're quite fine. While the feeder turbo is really fine. Obviously, the bream is a bit more coarse. There are some bigger particles in it. Unless you want to sieve it out, you can do that. No problem at all. But I would go. So, like for river fishing or canal fishing, I'll stick to more turbo black than I would bream because of the food content of the bream is a bit coarser. So if you go stick for the finer version of turbo black feeder, you'll have no problem. I mean, you can use brown crumb if you want to, or one of my favourite additives, which I, oh yeah, 2 seconds. One of my favourite additives is the cloudy lean. I've used countless articles on this product before. Brilliant stuff. Just add a little bit of that whenever you need it. Actually, there's an article I did last month, I think it was, in German Match Angler, using that. Brilliant stuff. I was catching nothing all day, and I just had a bit of that to my ground bait, and I started catching literally one every single shot. No problem. Even on maggot, which is really weird for that lake. It was, I don't know. The lake was being really weird. Hardly anybody was catching. I just stuck some of that in my ground bait. Tiny little feeder, and that was it. Away you go. It was a good day after all. I think I had something close like 20 kilo of bream, maybe even more. I don't know. I can't remember. but just add in a bit of lean. I've done other videos using this stuff. Now the weather's starting to cool down again. I'd say that hasn't really warmed up, has it? It's been pretty cold over here this year. But using that stuff, I mean, you don't need much. You only need. I mean, over the last 4 or 5 sessions I've used it, I've probably used like, about 1 inch off the top, and that's it. I mean, one bag should last you at least 4 or 5, maybe even 6 trips. Just put a little bit in the feed, plug it in your feeder, or you mix it all up together. I normally have it in 2 different bowls. I'll have one with lean in it and one without, and then just take it from there. Pretty simple. Good stuff. Right, if you've got any other questions, just pop a comment below. If you like seeing the live match videos, just let me know what else you want to see during them. Obviously I can't do everything when I'm doing a match because I'm trying to win the match, obviously. But if you've got any questions or anything, just pop a comment and then I'll try and get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks very much. Cheers.